Hey guys, Rick and Steve here. This is Steve. Today we've got some Federal breaching rounds. These are 12 gauge breaching rounds, LE130-DB. They're sort of light to the feel, and we're going to see how they perform in a self-defense, home defense scenario, purely out of curiosity. My prediction is that it's going to go through all three of our interior walls and damage the water jug we have behind them. Rick, what do you think?
I'm thinking that it'll probably turn to dust before it gets into the second wall, and we probably won't have penetration through the fourth piece of wallboard.
All right, we're both on record.
Oh, you shot low. Okay, YouTube, this is Rick and Steve. We have been able to play with our frangible breaching rounds. Very interesting. The shot penetrated all 6 wall boards, which is beyond my expectation. Steve was correct on that. And when we have a look at the final wall board, we set a milk jug back here. And the interesting thing is that the penetration to the milk jug, or the penetration to the last wall board, only dented the milk jug, and it put a permanent dent in the plastic, so it would hurt, but definitely wouldn't be lethal.
It didn't move this board either. That board didn't hit anything significant.
Yeah, so it didn't even have 7 pounds of energy remaining at that point. All right. See if we can figure out what's inside there. I don't see anything but clear water inside there.
Interesting.
So whatever hit it, I mean, it took a pretty good wallop. But instead of, it may have been the wad.
Yeah.
Because here's the wad, and it was laying right there beside it. And yeah, it fits that hole perfectly. So the wad did that. Let me move away from your blast radius. We fired one of the frangible rounds into, actually a breaching round, into a milk jug, trying to see what the powder is on the inside. I think we've determined we're going to have to dissect one of these rounds to see what's in it. There is some gray powder here that's possibly lead dust or some sort of metal dust, but that's the only remnant of that shot we've been able to find.
There's no hole in the wall here. That's from a previous shot. This is just a milk jug smacking it back against there.
It's raining meat. Here are the jeans material that we shot through with the breaching round, and into our layer of pork ribs, which pretty well disintegrated. Then into the pork shoulder, and you may have seen from the video that the damage was quite impressive, and it looks like on the inside there's some gray powder, and I'm thinking that is the remainder of the breaching material. It did not exit this piece of meat. The piece of meat weighs about 10 pounds, and it's about 6 inches thick. We have fired one of those breaching rounds from a distance of 15 feet into Ballistics gel. And interesting fact, it appears that the round becomes aimable and acts very much like a shotgun slug. The wad cup stayed intact and allowed the shot to remain inside the cup, whereas in the meat it appears that the wad cup came off and then allowed it to expel the contents of the cup inside. And if you recall the wads that we shown earlier, they are a true cup. They're not segmented, and they're not designed to open up to allow the shot to expand. Alright YouTube, this is Rick and Steve. Here is the breeching round in all of its glory. If you look to your left, you'll see the cap that holds the frangible material inside, and to the right you have the breeching material itself, and it looks like tiny grains of steel or lead. I guess we could test it with a magnet to determine which one it is, but it feels more like lead. Perfect. And this is why we had such great penetration. The shot cup just stayed intact and carried that lead dust just like a slug. Alright YouTube, we're looking at this cup again. If you examine a normal shotgun wad, you know that they are a much thinner plastic. They're serrated on the sides, and the design is that as it goes through the air, the shot cup will actually begin to compress, and as it does, it allows the shot to come out of the cup and begin to expand in that pattern that we see on videos and so forth when we're out duck hunting or whatever. This, however, is designed to hold all of the shot together, holds it inside the cup, compact, and this cup actually has a little bit of weight to it, surprisingly.